The RPG After Years is part of the We Can Make This Work Probably Network. Find out more at probablywork.com.
Welcome to the RPG After Years, your weekly show covering all things RPGs from the past, present, and future. I'm Scott.
And I'm Rich.
And this is episode 71. And it's going to be a little bit of a mini-sode. We need to get in and get out of here pretty quickly. But we got some major announcements, and we are going to do the RPG Club and just kind of catch up a little bit. So it's going to be fun, and we'll catch you at the end of the drop. But before all that, I guess now let's just get right to it. It's time for the the safe state of the podcast. Okay, we got to get rid of the elephant in the room first.
Yes,
and I'm so sorry to start out the podcast with what is kind of bad news, I guess.
Well, the show's not ending. Let's just throw that out.
Get that out of your mind. The show's not ending. That's not happening at all.
We're still here.
Yeah. We have lost our compatriot, our comrade, Jay. He's not dead, but
no.
Yeah. So what happened was, this week was supposed to be Jay's episode to plan, and he messaged us. What was it, like Saturday or was it Sunday?
I think it was Saturday night, but the rest of us were like busy. You were out of town. I don't know, the weekend I just lost the Slack for some reason. Notifications were gone.
Mm-hmm. So what happened was basically he just let us know that although, he's back. The reason he hasn't been back on for several weeks for people that aren't like caught up on the situation, well, it's closer to a couple months, but he basically moved, like they sold their house and then they had to stay in an Airbnb until their new apartment opened up. And so he was like just unable to record because of his being in the same room as his family, which includes, his little girl. But so he was planning the episode and then he realized how much damn work it is to do a podcast. And it really is, like the planning. It's not easy. The editing's not easy. And so he was just, I don't think he was happy about it, but he just knew that he has other things going on in his life right now. And I admire him for, being able to step away from something that I know he enjoys doing a lot, or enjoyed at one point anyway. Yeah.
I mean, he's got a lot of family stuff. He's, kids getting older. He wants to spend more time, and he's right. Scott is right about the fact that it takes a lot of work to put these podcasts together, at least to make a quality one that actually survives. These things take time, effort, everything else, but I'll miss him. Yeah. I mean, he's not gone. We're still going to talk to him. He's still around.
And I don't think that podcasts, I think a lot of people think that, and I'm not trying to implicate Jay at all here. I think a lot of people think podcasts are something that you can just throw yourself and your friends in a room together and just bullshit for X amount of time and then put it out there and be successful or whatever. And maybe the successful part matters less to some people than others, but and there might be some way we can change the format at some point to where it is less work. And it sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm really not. But on a personal level, I think you and I will miss Jay a lot. I mean, It's not that you and I started the podcast with you and Bill, but we were there for the whole ride, if that makes sense, with the whole Slack group and everything. So
Bill's crazy ass idea.
And Jay has helped me a ton with just not even podcast related shit over the years. I really do love the guy. And so on a personal level, I'm very sad to see him go, and I'll miss him because this is like also our way that we connect all the time, but he's still going to be around, still going to be on the Slack or the Discord, and you can find him on Twitter. He still wants to very much be a part of the community. And I'm hoping we can very occasionally have him come back onto the show. But
it'd be nice.
Yep. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about that?
I mean, back to the whole thing about, the podcast professionalism and keeping things together and stuff. Like working with Scott, I tell you guys, that's a lot of work in itself, trying to keep that guy pleased.
Oh, fuck you.
And everything. No.
I imagine it is, because there is like a bar of quality that I want to maintain personally.
The bar is high.
Well, also, I hope that comes across in the end product. And
I think it does.
And I don't really think of myself as, or I hope you guys don't feel this way, that I push you guys like around or like force you to do things you don't want to do or anything like that. It's just,
I'm not going to tell it to you in your face.
Come on.
I mean, jeez. just burning it in. She's not here anymore. So free range. I'm just kidding. Scott, you do a great job with everything. I'm just going to tell you that. I always tell you that.
Thank you.
So, yes. And like I said, the show will change a little bit on a few things that we're doing and whatnot. But, it's like I predicted. It's the Scott and Rich show now.
You did say that many times.
I did.
And I was worried at first because, like, how the fuck are we going to do a podcast with just me and you, Not that I have anything against you. And we... but I listened to a couple of our recent episodes recently, and I was like, me and you, we got this rapport, the dynamic. I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah, we got this vibe going.
Yeah, but yeah,
your fiance loves me.
It's true.
So
you want him?
I mean, sure.
Yeah. Okay, but I guess that's all we have to say about that. Again, Jay, if you're listening, we love you very, very much, and I hope we see your face. If not on the podcast, in real life at some point. Well, I have once before already, but I am sad.
I miss him already.
Yeah, right. He'll always have a place in our hearts, and hopefully we'll still talk to him very regularly. All right, enough about the sad part. Hopefully everybody's okay with that. So the other shit we got going on, same shit as usual. The RPG Club is still going on right now. The game is Secret of Mana. For those that don't know, the RPG Club is a segment that we try to do bi-weekly on this show that covers a certain amount or a certain portion of a game. And we all play it together like a book club. Yep. The current goal is to rescue the White Dragon by, what is it? Let me look at the calendar here. The 25th, right? July 25th?
Yes. Yep.
That's a Sunday. So, this is a shorter episode. I'm short on time. I think Rich is a little bit too. So we're going to, now that we've got the big stuff out of the way, we're going to catch up a little bit, do our announcements, and we'll do the RPG Club at the end. There's no main discussion this week. So hopefully we can keep it short. Another thing is there's still JRPG July going on. I think Bill's slacking on that a little bit, but he's still putting out Final Fantasy character theme music polls. If you want to check that out on Twitter, you can follow the show at RPG Years. And I think that's all the major announcements. Let me pull up this list that RPGsite.com does or actually .net of RPG releases and see if we can find out what the releases are. If you haven't figured it out, we are flying this episode by the seat of our damn pants.
Yeah, this is weird. Like, I don't have a document. Like, I've been used to using a document for the last year.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, I don't understand. I don't know what to say.
I love that movie.
I watched it over the weekend.
All right. I'm looking at the list here. Okay. July 8th. That's Atelier Online, Alchemist of Brazil, coming to mobile July 8th. Wow. Atelier is getting another release, huh?
Huh.
or a mobile game, I guess. Let's see. July 9th was Sword of Legends Online on PC. Space Punks came to PC as well, early access on July 14th. And Trials of Mana 2020, the 2020 remake, is coming to mobile on July 15th. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Why?
Wow.
Why is there? Okay, seriously, why is everything getting a mobile?
Yeah. By the way, we're not doing news this episode, but I saw the other day, or I think just yesterday, that apparently Lightning Returns got a patch on Steam.
I saw that.
It fixed some bugs or something, and so I think the suspicion is that the 13 trilogy is finally coming to Game Pass.
That's not what I wanted, but okay.
I know that's not what you wanted, but
it's bullshit.
Yeah, we'll see. As far as what's coming out this week, let's see. We got Skyward Sword HD Zelda, July 16th on Switch. I believe I have pre-ordered that. Skyward Sword is a underrated Zelda game, and I think it's really good, and there's a lot of haters out there, and fuck the haters. But the protagonist EX1, that's coming to PC July 19th, exiting early access. Chris Tales is coming PS5 for Xbox Series, Xbox One. It's coming to fucking everything, including Stadia. July 20th. Ugh. And Alchemist Cutie, Xbox Series, Xbox One, July 27th. Okay, we're out of this coming week now. Yep, those are the RPG releases. Anything in there you're excited about?
No, the only thing I picked up just in the past recently released RPGs would have been Monster Hunter Stories 2. And I picked that up like today.
Oh, so, yeah. I got the amiibo.
I did. Yeah, I got the amiibo.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I got one.
Yeah.
I don't want to open it.
But I have been seeing some people play that, and it looks pretty fucking, like, it looks like it might be really good. So you'll have to let me know.
Yeah.
But all right. I think that's it for the save state of the podcast. Sorry if we had bad vibes there. We're sad, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, we lost a piece of us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. Let's do a quick little catch up before we move on to the club here. What have you been up to, Rich?
Well, okay. So the last week, I have played. I did not play any Secret of Mana because I did the checkpoint in one day. So I have been playing a little bit of Fire Emblem, 3 Houses. I've been playing a little bit of Octopath Traveler, just kind of bouncing back between those. Started that back up again, kind of restarted the whole deal. And that's it. Really, that's pretty much all the video games I have. I've been mainly in the gym a lot.
Yeah, you've been talking about that a little bit recently. Like, yeah, you told us the other day. Well, go ahead and tell the rest of them.
I have decided I'm about 80 to 90% positive that I will do a bodybuilding show next October. So, like, I'm in training mode right now for it, like doing all sorts of crazy things. It just depends on how things start looking next year.
Yeah.
But I never thought I would do that before. It's men's physique. It's not the banana hammock stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I won't be that crazy with it. I've done powerlifting. I dabbled a little bit in strongman stuff. I don't like strongman stuff.
I was about to say,
I'm not built for that.
Forgive me if this is me being a bad friend or whatever. I knew you were very interested. You've been doing the powerlifting stuff for a while. Like you're very interested in that. Is bodybuilding something you've always been like interested in, or?
No, not really. Like, but my nutrition coach is doing it. My powerlifting coach is a bodybuilder as well. The things that I've done and talked with people, I got friends that do all this stuff. So they were like, yeah, we're probably going to do this in October next year. Do you want to do that? I'm like, oh, maybe. So I just got a lot of stuff I lost all that weight.
Right.
I'm still losing a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
So just trying to bulk back up and see what happens.
Okay. Well,
I'll have to get spray tanned.
That's really awesome for you, dude. I know I talked to you about this already, but I hope if it is something that you want to do and you enjoy it, I hope that it goes well,
It's just weird. I never thought I would do this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to somebody a while back, earlier this week that I work with, and he's like, yeah, I want to work out too, but I'm lazy. And I told him, I was like, I want to be lazy. Like, I want to not do anything, but I can't. I got to keep moving. I got to keep working out. Like, I put all this effort into it. I just can't let it go to waste. But
obviously, I'm not a bodybuilder, but it's not easy from what I know, from what I've heard. So
yeah, no. But to be clear, the muscles that I build are not practical. The ones I'm going to do, it's just all for the Instagram. It's all for the gram. They don't have any purpose to it. I'm not really that strong.
I'm telling myself that when I get to Florida, that because I live in a beach town, that I'll just naturally like work harder, so I look good shirtless. So
there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and go. Speaking of which,
nothing else.
Yeah, for the people. And hang on, I'm actually curious. Well, where are you in Fire Emblem?
I just finished the bandit fight after like all the bandits show up in like your first mission of the school. Like whenever you're there.
Oh, okay. Oh man, that's like
I'm way early.
That's super early. Okay.
Yeah, I picked the blue house. I forget the blue house.
Oh, that's the lions, blue lions, right? That's their name.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, not the. It's the guy. It's the blonde guy.
Yes. Dimitri.
Yes, I like him. He's pretty.
That's
good.
the one Corey played, and honestly, I liked the game enough, even just watching Corey, that I would be interested in like going and seeing the other stories as well. We did I think it was like fucking episode 3 of the After Years where we reviewed that or something like that.
Yeah, that's. I just got the itch for it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this.
Okay.
I was able. It was on sale. So I figured, why not? Let me just give it a whirl.
Okay, well, you'll have to keep us, assuming it's something you stick with, you'll have to keep us posted.
Yeah, me and sticking with games is a little bit sketchy.
If you beat it, we can do a posthumous adding your score to the to the official score. Yeah. All right, so me. Now it's about me. Shut up, Rich. No.
Okay.
I am... So for those that don't know, we are moving, Corey and I, my fiance, are moving to Florida in about, I think it's 10 days from today, as of this recording. And so it has just been fucking chaos. Like just, I don't think it's not even like the packing and the process of moving necessarily. That's so hard for me. It's like, I don't know. I just realized how much I'm going to miss, not just Tennessee, but like the people that I know here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's also been a lot of stress. Like it's been a challenge, as you know, to get this podcast together. And I've only been doing my own personal streams like once a week. So at this point,
I know you love doing that stuff.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. But I'm excited. Our place has a pool, and it's going to be legit. It's like one of those things. Where like, yes, my life is in pieces right now, but I know that when we put the pieces back together, it's going to be a bit better than before. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
Yeah, lots of craziness. As far as video games, that's what we're here to talk about. I didn't make like a big list of everything I've been playing lately, but Corey's playing Paper Mario Color Splash. That's been more fun than I thought it was going to be. We are still playing RE6, although we haven't in a while. You know, we haven't been playing video games quite as often as usual, just because of all the shit we're dealing with. Still some what's that game? Days Gone. What I really wanted to talk about, though, is The Last Guardian. I know I probably said that we had started it on a previous episode. I think we're like right at the very end, but that game like fucking made me cry. So, and not that I'm like one of those people that just never ever cries, but like it had been a while, maybe like Kingdom Hearts 3. So,
you heartless person.
Yeah. And I was in a kind of an emotionally vulnerable place yesterday when I was like sobbing at the game, but like I had just gotten done saying like bye to most of my friends over the weekend. But it's different. It's not because the dog dies. We're not done with it yet. I don't know what's going to happen, but I was surprised, if that makes sense, by how emotionally effective the storytelling was, even though the story is very kind of under the surface. Anyway, but the game is still fucking annoying to play. So
I'll say, were you emotionally were you drunk while you were playing this? Is that why you were crying?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured.
What do you think?
Yeah. Duh.
But yeah, I think that's all I really want to say. I don't think that I've beaten anything in the past little bit.
That's weird. Usually you have something at least once a week. You haven't in a while, though.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember.
I'm starting to be concerned.
Yeah. Well, if I think of, I feel like there is something that maybe I haven't already said on the show, but if I remember, I'll stop everything immediately and tell you. Oh, and of course, we've also both been playing Secret of Mana. Wow. Yes. How do you like that transition, that segue, Rich?
Man, it's like you knew exactly what we were going to talk about. It's like we have a doc in front of us. It tells us.
I'm just used to it. Maybe that's the key. From now on, we just do everything by the seat of our pants, and the show just falls into a trash pile.
Yeah, remember, me and Bill did that. It didn't work so well. We tried.
A lot of your episodes were fucking good, though, dude. I enjoyed it. There were some where it was like, Rich is clearly still asleep. But
I was like, Bill did most of the talking.
I
just was like, yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
Yep. Okay.
Snored.
So we're going to take a quick, short little break here, and then when we come back, we'll start out with the first Secret of Mana RPG Club.
Nothing in this world can prepare you for this. You have been chosen by the Elder Gods as a representative of Earthrealm to record in the podcast of the century. Every season, the best podcasters from around the world are assembled to review, reminisce, and riff on a popular franchise. On the latest season of Podcasters Assemble, with the imminent release of the latest highly anticipated Mortal Kombat film, we're taking a look back at all the movies and games of the Mortal Kombat franchise. Choose your mic. Together, you will be facing off against a gauntlet of films. 1995's Mortal Kombat, 1997's Mortal Kombat Annihilation, 2020's Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge, and finally, this year's release of Mortal Kombat in theaters and on HBO Max on Friday, April 23rd, 2021. Go to probablywork.com for more information on how to submit to this or future seasons of the show and listen to the latest episodes of Podcasters Assemble. Mortal Podcast!
And we're back. Rich, are you ready to convene the club? Bring it to order? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do the thing.
All right, everyone. Quiet down. All rise. We're here today to bring to order the next session of the RPG Club. All in favor? All opposed? And looks like the ayes have it. Then let the RPG Club commence!
All right, so the current game, of course, is Secret of Mana. We've said that like 3 times now. The goal of this section was to get to we got to finish the Underground Palace, and that was due just a couple of days ago, I guess, July 11th. Yep. So, oh man, I guess everybody already knows from last week's episode that Rich has already finished that segment. So, good job. Yeah. Good job, Rich, finishing that in one fucking day. I hate you.
That never happens, by the way.
Yeah. Whereas I did not finish the segment, and I am so embarrassed.
Shame.
I'm very ashamed.
Yes.
Shame.
Yes.
Look, I'll even do this. And I'll give myself a this.
What the hawk?
We'll never get rid of that, ever.
Is that my first strike?
Yes, that's your first strike ever. Doing this segment.
I think that's right.
So that's why I'm excited.
Yeah. So before we move on, we're going to try changing up the RPG Club segment a little bit. Rich and I found out last week when we were reviewing, or the last couple weeks when we were reviewing World of Final Fantasy, that, hey, it kind of sucks to have to retread everything twice, like talk about everything all over again. So we're going to try to make these RPG Club segments a little shorter and a little more informal. But obviously, if you want to talk, if you're part of the club, which is everybody that's playing, you can come on the Discord and discuss it further. But anyway, the reason I didn't get past there was because I literally got stuck on Spiky the tiger boss in the witch's castle. Like, to be fair, I did not try it a ton. Like, I didn't spend hours trying to beat him or anything, but I did try several different sessions. I was at this cabin with my friends, so and just playing where there was like whole little pockets of time. Shit's hard. Like, what's your secret, Rich? I can't believe you got through it so easily and quickly.
I don't. Okay, so I had enough potions or whatever they're called now, the little leaf things. And I'm terrible. This has been 2 weeks of me doing this. That I had enough of those. I was able to, roll and run and like basically hit and run. That's all I did was I just got to remember exactly what I did for it. I know everybody's telling me that he was such a pain in the ass to deal with. He was the toughest boss.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have no magic. You just have to make sure your weapons are good. Set your character. I think you have one person. You have two people with you, don't you?
Yeah, you have your whole party by then.
Yeah, you need to set them to do what they need to. Obviously, I used a guide a little bit to tell me kind of what I needed to look for and how to approach this. Run a lot. Just run. Keep an eye on where he's going to land. As soon as he lands, go smack him a bunch of times. Make sure your characters are where they need to be. And you should be good. It did take me like 3 or 4 tries to do it. Now, the hardest boss I had to deal with was those stupid freaking werewolves.
Oh, dude, they fucking suck.
Yeah, they pin you in a corner.
The first time, that was another time I was like, am I going to be able to play this game? And don't you like run into a couple of them in the castle as well in like a hallway?
Yeah. And it freaked me out too because I'm like, oh my God, these things sucked ass. So I did do a lot of running. Now, I leveled myself up pretty far. Like, what was your levels at?
I think it was like 11 boy, 8 or 7 girl, or 9 sprite, or something like that.
Oh, you need to pump those numbers up.
Not high enough. What were yours?
Yep. You need to. Mine was like 12, 13.
Did you spend time grinding?
I did.
Okay. Because I killed like every enemy that I came across. So.
The strategy, what I did was in that very beginning area before you fought all those, go back and forth, like clear it out, leave the section, go back in, like clear it out, go back in. And I had to go back to town a couple times too to get more healing items, more everything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I think Caslow in the Discord was also like, hey, just run back to town. Or somebody was like, just don't be afraid to run back.
Yeah.
But like,
it's not that far to go from one town to the other.
Yeah.
So
I actually did try leaving the witch's castle, and then like I immediately, like I was just so fucked because I feel like the party members like die immediately. And so like I tried to make them less aggressive with their AI and all that. And it just was not working.
Yeah. I don't know. That's weird. Why you might have your characters running around where they shouldn't be somehow. I'm not sure. Maybe
I need to get like some of the experts to send me like screenshots of their AI setup probably.
Yeah.
Another thing is I didn't understand. I was not buying armor until like very recently because it doesn't tell you if the armor's any good or not. So
yeah, it doesn't. Like that's the other thing I gripe about that is there's not a lot of descriptions of stuff.
I know that a lot of old games like were a little spotty with that kind of stuff, but I'm like, I can't remember one where it just doesn't tell you before you buy at all.
Yeah,
anything
it doesn't
about it.
Anything.
Yeah,
Nothing.
Usually like the worst defenders are usually here's the stats, and then you have to go back out and go into your menu to check the stats of what you have on now. But this one is like, nope, it's a guessing game. Now, to be fair, we've been told many times you got to read the manual. So,
but we don't have a manual.
Well, there's a PDF online, and I finally, I was so broken up about it that one day at the cabin, I like sat in the shower and read the entire manual. So, this is my life now, for real. Like I'm not telling a story, or whatever. Anyway, I guess, but just backing up a little bit here. What's your like general feeling on the game at this point?
Well, okay, so I like the game so far. It's got a very simple storyline to it. It's not over the top. It gives me a lot of the art style. Gives me, and you're going to be like, you're insane. Chrono Trigger.
Oh no, I absolutely agree with you. It looks almost just like that. Maybe not quite as pretty, but it's pretty close.
It's close, yeah. It's got a lot of feels to that. The combat is very, me and Bill played that Ys game. It's got a lot of that feel to it. The hit and run. The combat's not complicated. You got to figure out how to do the charging up your attacks and that kind of stuff. I mean, that's a pain.
I didn't start doing that until recently, so that's also another thing.
Yeah, you got to pay attention to that. You don't get overwhelmed as much. It's not terrible. It's not Wild Arms, that's for sure.
Despite how much trouble I'm having, I do still like it more than Wild Arms. So, and I didn't hate Wild Arms. I was just like done with it by the end, even more so than WoF. So I guess the thing that really bothers me, and this is going to sound stupid because it's like the main thing about the battle system, is that it's pseudo turn-based. And so, like you do have to wait for your attacks to charge back up. And a lot of times it feels like, even though you have full control over your character in battle, like as far as movement and all that, it still feels like there's a lot of just unavoidable attacks because it's still kind of turn-based a little bit. Yeah. And that really, it's like really hard for my caveman brain to wrap itself around that.
In the way I looked at it is it's definitely a lot of hit and run stuff. You've got to, hit, back off, let his stuff charge up. Once you get magic involved too, sometimes that does play a big factor into it. Word of advice for you, Scott, since you haven't made it to the checkpoint yet, when you get to the very last part of the checkpoint, you fight the fire gnome. You need to have your freeze leveled up to level 1. Okay. 1 or 2. One of these as far as it can go. And by doing that, you have to use the damn thing.
Right. Well, assuming I get that far even.
You will. Once you do that, you get it to level 2. 2 or 1. I can't, somebody's going to have to correct me on it. But once you do that, you can spam it without that guy ever making a move.
Yeah.
And kill him pretty quickly.
Okay.
So just for reference. So I read that and I was like, well, what do you mean I could do that before he moves? Well, based on the timing of it, you can literally cast it, fire it, cast it, fire it, cast it, fire it, all in the same go.
Right.
Like he'll move just an inch right when you finish your casting. He'll do that and then you'll be casting it again. Like he won't move very much as you're doing all that. So you could spam it a couple times and then just have your character hit him and he's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll remember that. Hopefully I do get to the opportunity to remember that.
You will.
Like, I'm not kidding. I was so close to being like, I can't do this. I just think that maybe like a game that I'm actively like actually getting stuck on during this part of my life. I'm like, oh my God.
And you do have to watch it. Some of your character can get stuck in a corner by monsters. Like you can get pushed into a corner and you can't do anything based on the hitting of everything.
It's infuriating. I've died so much from just stun lock.
Yeah. That's a pain in the ass.
There's also the other thing that really makes me mad is the like spells, or enemy spells, how they're just like auto hit. And it feels like, well, nothing I could have done to prevent that. And now I'm, fucked 6 ways to Sunday.
Yeah. There's this weird attack that these goblins do that puts a balloon on your back. And I don't know how to, you can't avoid it. Can't do anything. You just get a balloon stuck on you and you're like, okay, what's the point of this?
Mm-hmm.
And then also some of the attacks that the tiger does to you, you get stuck in like a fire hell and you're stuck with that for a couple seconds. You keep burning ttoo. And I'm like, well, how do I put this damn thing out? So,
well, then the advice I've usually seen about stuff like that is we'll switch characters, but then also I'm like, my other party members are dead. Like they were dead like an hour ago. But
so yeah, you definitely got to do some grinding.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Well, hopefully I can get my way out of the damn castle in the first place because that last save point right before.
Do you have the escape rope?
Yeah, actually I do. I hadn't even thought about that.
You just use that and you should be able to teleport right back out.
I guess in my head is like if I have to do grinding anyway, I might as well just fight everything on the way back or whatever. But if it's that bad, maybe that is a good idea.
Yeah.
What did you name your characters?
I don't remember what I named the girls. I think I just picked some random girl names, but I picked the main character, me. I made him Rich.
That makes sense. What about the sprite?
I don't remember. I think I named like Jen or something.
Okay.
I don't know why. No, I did Red. Rich. Red was the sprite. And what the hell did I name the other girl? I remember. But something just random.
Okay. Well, I named the main character, Scott. Of course, everybody's shocked. And then the sprite. I think I read that you can get the characters in a different order depending on like how you do things. But I don't know. I got the sprite first, and I named it Bill because I thought about like that makes sense for this ridiculous character. I thought about naming him after you, but like Bill was more fitting. I thought like. And then, of course, the girl is Disa. So,
there you go.
Yeah,
she's excited for that.
What about the story? What did you? I know it's very like kind of window dressing almost at this point, but I don't know if it's going to like heat up later or what.
I don't know. It's basically when you first start off, you get kicked out of your town because you have the mana sword and you've kicked up the storm of
I now know where monsters. Wild Arms got that plot line.
Yeah. So there's that, and then you're traveling. Then you have to wake up the mana sprites and the seeds to power up your sword to save the world. Yeah. And it's just that's really it. Nothing so far hasn't really gone off the rails yet. So I mean, we're still pretty early on.
There's something going on with this kingdom with people who can't talk anymore or uninterested in talking. I think it
has something to do with the witch at some point, but it hasn't really stopped yet. I haven't played yet to figure out what's happened with that.
You can really tell that we're not, we don't have a doc or anything this time because we're just like very overtly. If this was a normal episode, we would just be, here's every single thing that happens.
But we might not be doing that anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think what's frustrating to me is I feel I'm more like blaming myself than the game at this point. Like I feel like, come on, you can do this. Just, and of course, Secret of Mana, we've talked about it before. It's like a huge, like classic all time nostalgic, old school RPG that I had never played.
I find that it's wild that the old nostalgic games like this definitely have that feel to Chrono Trigger, like we talked about.
Mm-hmm. Which one came out first? I mean, I know they're both by Square, but let me see if I can look that up real quick.
This hold dear to a lot of people. I guess I would say Chrono Trigger came out first.
See, I would guess
in Secret of Mana.
I would guess second, but I don't know. So I'll let you know in just a second. Okay, Chrono Trigger was 95.
While you do that, okay. So while you're pulling that up, I do have to say though, with Mana's been getting a lot of heat the last like year. So there's been a lot of stuff.
In a good way.
I wonder if Square's trying to revive that. Yeah.
I think
it's heating up, guys.
We probably even reported on it, but I'm pretty sure they said that they're doing there is a new Mana title in development for consoles.
So. Now there is.
Yeah. Let's see. We got speaking of which, Bill is in the chat. He named his characters Bill, Amy, and Dennis. So I don't know if he just made those up or if, like, he named them after people or what. Also said,
why not name them after me? That's fine.
He also said, I'm enjoying the exploring and combat, but I hate the menus. The menus are terrible.
We haven't got there yet, but yes, might as well just get there.
Yeah.
That even is the worst thing.
Yeah. Even in the menus, it doesn't tell you what things do. So, or the items or the equipment or whatever. So, well, I guess when you go to equip shit, it tells you the stat change, but.
Yeah, but I've never had to fumble through a menu system before just to get to what I needed to be done. Like, okay, where I go up to do this, go down to check this side out. It's just a pain in the ass.
The buttons, the controls are like kind of unintuitive as well, especially in the menus. It's like, because so X is open menu. It's like, Y is like the confirm button. It's like, shouldn't it be A? I don't know. I'm probably just bitching too much at this point, but, let's see. Frost says
It's not
Mana was
universal.
93. So Mana came out 2 years before Chrono. So I guess, okay, when did FF6 come out? Because when I think of like the SNES trifecta of RPGs, especially if you want to just say just Square, that is, the trifecta, those 3 games. So
Because 7 came out in 97, right?
yes. Okay,
98.
FF6 was 94. So we got, I guess, of the 3, Mana was first. So,
Okay.
I mean, if you want to, we can just like wildly speculate here without having researched the game very much, but maybe like Mana was the start, and they just like built on that shit for these other amazing games.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't put that past Square to do that. I mean, they have their engine systems that they build like that.
Yeah.
And they just build on top of it.
I mean, we already talked about this, but the graphics are very similar to both games, or just this beautiful sprite work.
Which they need to go back to.
Yeah.
They did with Octopath, so.
Yep, and the music is pretty. I think it's not the greatest thing I've ever heard, greatest soundtrack or anything, but it's pretty passable. I know a lot of people really love it. So
Yeah, it's not a headbanger, but it's still good.
yeah. Let's see. Bill says Mana suffers from having a lot of content cut as it was being designed for the Nintendo Disk System that got canceled, so they had to squeeze the content onto an SNES cartridge. Wow. You can definitely tell that they were like trying something very like different and ambitious with this game.
Yeah.
And Frost also says, and I always name them boy/girl/sprite. That's fair. I think, don't they have actual canon names though? It's like, I think the boy is Randy, which is weird. And then the sprite is just like Poppy or something like that. I could be wrong about that. The dwarf music sucks.
Familiar.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what haven't we talked about this this segment, or just our general feelings so far on the game?
We talked music. We talked art style, storyline, pain in the ass menu systems. I think we covered it all generally. I mean, that's something that we're not going to do in these segments anymore, is going over super heavy details of stuff,
Right.
because we'll save that for the review. I think we hit everything pretty nicely.
Okay. I have a question for you. See
Ask away.
how woke we are. We have to decide. Is the Arabian man that sells that's the shopkeeper and the innkeeper, is that fucking racist? It kind of seems like it is.
It's still prevalent in the other. So Trials of Mana, the game that came out just 2 years ago,
Mhm.
and I've been playing it a little bit earlier this year. They do that, and those
Okay.
shopkeepers do that. So I think they're just dancing.
I guess people would be more mad about it if it was racist. Sometimes I don't know what's racist and what's not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's an Arabian character. I think it's just a guy. I mean, it might be. I can definitely see that,
Mhm.
but I don't think they're doing it as portrayed of any type of that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people might think it is.
Okay. Well, if they're still doing it, then it must just be a thing that the people are used to and love by this point. They haven't been canceled yet. So,
Nope.
Let's see. Frost says the character's official names are Randy, Prim, and Popoy. Okay. That's something. And of course, you're Randy.
Yes.
It's so funny because it's just such a southern back. Sorry to any Randys out there. That's like a good old boy name, kind of. It feels like to me. Yeah. Let's see. I think that's about it for Secret of Mana, as far as what we can talk about this time. Oh, any other tips, like things that you didn't know, because the game does not tell you a lot of shit that you think the people should have.
Makes you upgrade your weapons.
Yes.
That's a big thing. With the blacksmith, the gnome blacksmith.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. And I think you can upgrade some of your armor too. I can't remember.
Did you get to in the forest, the little posts that you have to, I know you got to them, but you have to use your axe on them. And then did you have to go all the way back to the dwarf village to get the axe? Or
no, I was able to get it right away. I don't remember how. I just happened to stumble to grab it.
Okay. So I was really annoyed at that point because I was like, what do you mean I have to go all the way back to the dwarf village? Because that's like where you came from last in the story. And I was like, this is such padding, such bullshit fetch questing. But then it was like, I had to thought, okay, when I got the sword reforged, I remember that he said to come back later. So that's why I didn't check back in. but I didn't check back after I beat the boss in that cavern. So
They told you to go back and check and talk to him.
Did they really?
I think so.
They better not have, because I'll feel really stupid. Our advice is read the manual, of course. And there was something else I wanted to tell people that was not
level up your magic.
Level up your magic. And gosh, I know I'm going to be mad that I couldn't think of this later, but oh well. Okay, but I'm excited. Excited is a strong word. I want to keep playing. I want to see if I can get over this hump and, play along with the rest of everybody.
Come on, you could do it. I know. But the bad thing is, you can't quit this because it's just me.
Well, I could always interview you and just be like, okay, what happened? Tell me, Because,
there's just three of us. One person could bow out and still have two people.
Mm-hmm.
And now the pressure's on.
You know what? I'm just going to have to make you go back to recording with Bill. So.
No, don't. I love you, Bill. Don't do that. Don't do that to me.
Alrighty. Okay, so let's adjourn the club, and then we'll get to our outro and all that shit. Okay, so next week we aren't sure what we're doing. I know I won't be on it if there is something next week. We'll see. There could be a week that we have like an off week, and I need to. We may have to put like a bonus episode from Patreon or something. Rich is thinking about maybe trying to get something together. But we'll see.
Just depends.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. It could be a surprise. We'll do like it last time. People seem to like the 3-minute deal that I did. I don't really know who liked it, to be honest, but
tell the truth, Rich. You want me to leave the podcast too, so it can just be the Rich show.
Please, no, do not leave me. I have abandonment issues. You'll leave me with Bill.
Frost says we should do Saga Part 15. Stay tuned. I mean, we know that the reason Rich is always like his list of games is low is because he's secretly playing like every Saga game.
No, thank you.
What's the Saga?
I have nightmares about that. Okay, thank you. I hear that in my head sometimes.
Bill, if you're still in the chat, if you were to do a rip of you asking what's the Saga or whatever, I would totally put it on our job board. So
do it.
Yep. Okay, but we'll see what happens. And on to the plugs. We got all the normal stuff here. Again, RPG Club. The new thing is to complete the Rescue the White Dragon by July 25th. Hopefully that's a very clear indicator. And then also remember we got JRPG July going on, so let us know how you're doing on your JRPG July games. You can do that on Twitter or Discord, which we'll give the links to those in a minute. And go check out Bill's music. Final Fantasy music character theme poll, and fucking vote for the music, not your nostalgia for the game or character, you peons. Although there was a couple that I know that I thought were going to lose, that it was just like outrageous, and then they didn't. So, and then we got a Patreon. We give out early episode access, ad-free episodes, aftercast, extra reviews. You can go on and help determine what game we're going to do with the RPG Club. You get to nominate and vote and all that. And we're looking at like restructuring the Patreon soon as well, especially, with the host change. It's even more reason to kind of get everything restructured. It's just, we're fucking busy, or I know I'm fucking busy right now. So,
and I've been trying to put out more content on the Patreon. So
yes, you're doing good, Rich.
My side quests.
I just want to thank you, everybody, for like the grace and everything you've shown us. This community is awesome. So,
yes, thank you guys.
Yep. you want to talk about the other shit?
Yes, let's do this. And, we talk about Twitch, guys. We are on Twitch streaming the episode every Sunday, usually 9 a.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/RPG After Years. Might be switching that up a little bit. We haven't really discussed that, but stay tuned for that information.
Absolutely. And thanks for the people out there hanging out with us today on Twitch. We have a merch store. You can go to redbubble.com/people/RPG After Years/explore. You can get t-shirts like the beautiful one I'm wearing right now. Very comfy, very suave, very stylish. I'm going to be featured in some magazines soon, I'm sure. And then you got posters, mugs, all that shit. It's a good time. So go check that out.
Yes. Email the show if you have any questions, concerns, comments, really want to give us some feedback and let us know how we are doing. You can also give us episode ideas too. That'd be really great if you guys wanted to hear us talk about various discussion items. You could do that actually at the email at rpgafteryears@gmail.com.
Absolutely. Please do. If you want to join the Discord? We don't want to discard the Discord. So
no,
you can do that. You can find the link to that on our pinned tweet on Twitter. We've been having a lot of discussion about Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy XIV lately. Dude, did you see Final Fantasy XIV has sold out, basically?
Yeah, how do you sell out of a digital code?
It's because they don't have the server space for more people to join right now, apparently. So
apparently everybody's leaving WoW and all those other places. I did not expect that to be so popping.
That was my favorite news story from just recently. So there's a mini news segment.
Yes.
And if you want to contact us on Twitter, you can do that. You can find the show at RPG Years. If you want to find me, I'm at the Scott Spot.
And you can find me at HaleBlue1569.
Yep. Man. I guess that's going to be it for episode 71. And again, Jay, if you're out there, just know that we treasure you and we'll always be your friends. Okay.
We love you. Come back.
We'll see you. Maybe not next week. We'll find out, but soon. It's going to be episode 72. Love you guys. Catch you then. I'm Scott.
I'm Rich.
Bye.
Bye.